Music serves as a universal language that connects people on a profound, intangible level. But how do musicians do this? I'm Warren Buchholz, Jazz Brand Manager at WUSF, and I'm on a mission to find out.
No time for pause, hold your applause, cause we got much work to do. Divine assignment, stay in alignment, every word promised is true. Can't backtrack, look back, get slack, gotta take that.
Meet Ty Scott King. She's a Grammy-nominated poet and award-winning rapper who has charted on Billboard. She's also an internationally known voiceover artist who has done work for companies like McDonald's, Aveeno, and Pizza Hut. She performed some poetry in our studio where we briefly spoke afterward. I hope you enjoy some poetry and our conversation with Ty Scott King.
My name is Ty Scott King. I like to tell people like Coretta. I started writing poetry when I was 8 years old. And when I got to my 20s, I started going to open mics. So shout out to the Poetry Lounge in Hollywood, California. That's where I really got my start on the stage and did poetry for many years, started traveling, doing poetry slams around the country, and then moved to Atlanta and started rapping. And so over the years, the poetry and the hip hop have just fused. And so I get the opportunity to do both of those things as my artistry. And my first poem is Queens. Since the beginning of time, we have been queens, powerful enough to birth nations and build empires. We inspire minds and set trends that travel the globe from end to end, and we don't pretend. We are magic, no illusion. Our powers were given through an infusion of supernatural faith, and we use them to make kingdoms great. From the late Winnie Mandela to Mrs. Obama, we are a deep well from which many draw wisdom, and our queendom cannot be denied. We cannot be shoved aside or trampled down. Instead, still we rise to rock crowns, and like diamonds, we beam bright. All while keeping our locks, afros, perms, buns, bangs, bobs, and weaves tight. We have managed to reflect light. Despite discrimination based upon our gender, we possess a grace that is classic and refined, bettering with age like wine, while toasting to shattering glass ceilings and breaking sound barriers. We are the carriers of truth, sojourners, demanding justice and equality, because our RESPECT is not up for debate or dispute. Yes, we refute every futile attempt to downplay or degrade us, because we know who made us. Beautiful, wonderful, sensational, powerful. Yes, we are undeniably royalty. And although we aren't always seen or treated as such, we continue to glow up, striving to be better than we were yesterday. We put petty away and formed sisterhoods for the greater good. And now we stand in solidarity, condemning disparity, as we collectively raise our voices for change, transformation, so that degradation is no longer the norm in this or any nation. We are the advocates for future generations of Corettas, Oprahs, Avas, and the modern day Rosa Parks, because now is the time to ignite change. And we, queens, we are the sparks.
What do you hope people take away when they listen to either your music or your poetry?
When people listen to my poetry and my music, I really want them to be inspired. I want them to be encouraged. I want them to know, as I'm reminding myself when I say these pieces and these songs, that we all have a purpose, and that God is really orchestrating our lives, and he's creating something beautiful out of it. So every fall, every flaw, every mistake, all of it, it's all working together for good. So I love to remind people of that.
What do you love most about poetry?
Yeah, what I love about poetry, spoken word, is the rawness of it. when people come to a space and they are under these lights for some reason, it's like it's mesmerizing. They just tell you everything that's in their soul. And I just love the authenticity of poetry. It's the realest art form I've ever been able to navigate in. And I just appreciate the fact that I get to do this. I'm grateful. My second poem is I Carry Jamaica With Me. On June 22nd, 19-something, my mother gave birth to me. A pretty baby girl as precious as a gem. My daddy said I was so little that he could hold me in the palm of his hand. So they had to leave me in the hospital for a while in a town not too far from St. Anne. But before I got to play in the sand too tough, my parents decided we had to leave. They were in search of a better life, and they could no longer find it in Jamaica. So they moved us to Brooklyn, as was a common migration, and we lived in a brownstone duplex, far away from our home nation. I couldn't wait to start school to see what America was about. But when I heard the way everyone else talked, I didn't feel like I could open my mouth. You see, it wasn't that I wasn't proud of being an island child. It was just that even at that age, I knew I had to fit the profile and walk in the single file line where everyone talks the same and follow the signs to the American dream, which they said would carve out our claims to fame. I didn't know then from where my feelings came, but I later found out that this country was designed from its conception to make everyone the same. They call it assimilation or melting into the pot. But to me, the pressure under that fire was just too hot. See, it's not that America hasn't given me a lot. I thank God for the stars and stripes. But don't make me check my culture at the immigration table, because this land is not exactly the way they portray it in the fables. So when I write about my homeland, I write with a lot of pride, because I have nothing to hide. The island of my birth is one of the most precious on earth, where some of the finest men and women are grown. So when I ask you what you know about the island, with its luscious mango trees, what you know about the island with its year-round tropical breeze, what you know about the island where Bob Marley was free and no woman did cry. You can't hear me? What you know about the place we represent for the human race, with all type of colors, cultures, and nationalities roll up in a one. What you know about this place? You can't understand? What you know about the place where D&G reigned supreme? And Lady Patra was not the only dancehall queen. Well, you know about the place where we have the wicked Islam, where Stone Love, Metro Media, Addies and Afrique did pack up the jam. Well, you know about the place where Dunsborough Falls run wild. Well, you know about this place, you unconscious child. You think that all it is a place full up of some good-looking, patty cooking, oxtail, curry goat, and jerk chicken eating folk? Come now. What you know about the island? When I ask you these questions, I'm inviting you to learn about me. Because in this country, they told me when I came, I have the right to remain free. Therefore, I carry Jamaica with me as I walk in the line. I carry Jamaica with me as I follow the signs. I carry Jamaica with me. I carry Jamaica with me.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Life can be noisy, so be sure to take a break with some jazz. Visit WUSFjazz.org to find local performances, jazz events near you, curated Spotify playlists, and a whole lot more. Don't stress out, listen to jazz at WUSFjazz.org. Where can people find your work?
I can be found. My website is usually the easiest way. It's Ty Scott King. That's TYSCOTTKING.com. I'm also on all social media platforms. My handle is I am Ty Scott King.
What advice would you give younger poets or musicians who are just starting their careers?
My top tip is something a friend told me. He said, if I could sing like you, I would sing in every poem. And I never forgot that. And I think it just reminds me to be as authentic as possible. So that's my biggest tip. Like, bring your whole self to the stage, to the art form, to your pad and paper, whatever it is. Make sure it's true to you. My third piece is called Masterpiece. You are a masterpiece, pieced together by the master of this universe. Yes, that master, who did not just fling the stars into the sky, but envisioned the beauty first in his mind's eye, then positioned each one purposely. And he was just that exact when he made you and me. Red, yellow, black, white, and every shade in between. We are his imaging, his reflection, and he makes no mistakes. In fact, he takes our mess-ups and makes them work for our good, so that our story, with all of its twists and turns, will turn out better than we could ever write. So it's best if we simply bask in his light, willingly surrender to his sight, allow him to guide us, lead the way, because there is no way we can craft anything better than our Creator. And trust me, I'm not being a hater. I just know that he is greater than the sum of anything we could ever make. He is superior to all the greats. From Picasso to Beyonce, Cassius Clay, Yahweh will always weigh in at the top of every class. No one can surpass the Ancient of Days. But if we acknowledge him in all of our ways, he will anoint our talents and skills. Yes, he will give you He will anoint our talents and skills. Yes, he will give you the desires of your heart, which is really two-part, because he'll tell you what to want, and then he'll give it to you. That's how much he's into you. In fact, when he looks at you, he's probably singing, "Oh, you're the best part. Oh, you're the best part." Yes, you are a masterpiece. And since the master said it, you should believe it, receive it. You are fearfully and wonderfully made by the same voice that spoke and made the oceans, the mountains, the moon, and the sun. You were chosen by the sun. And he said you are good. And he didn't base that on what hood you're from or who your mama and daddy be. See, you are uniquely fly, like a million birds in the sky. And he never wonders why he made you. In fact, you are more magnificent than the 7 wonders of this world. The Taj Mahal, the Great Wall of China, the Colosseum in Rome, Machu Picchu, Petra, Chichen Itza. Not even the Christ the Redeemer statue has anything on you. Let that sink in. Marinate. You are great. A divine design from the most brilliant mind that will ever exist. You are the masterpiece of the most prolific artist of every generation that has ever been and ever will be. You are a reflection of the Almighty. And just in case no one has ever told you this, we are his canvases, and he will only paint the most beautiful versions of us, who were dipped in the red that dripped from the cross upon which his son hung for all to see. Your very existence is a testimony, and our names are etched in Christ's palms like a gallery that he looks at and adores constantly. Yes, you, me, we are his exhibits. His paint, it's splattered in our hearts, for we are, by far, God's finest works of art. For me, I want to encourage people that your gifts can make room for you. A lot of times we feel like, oh, I can't really do anything. I just have this little gift or this little thing. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, I can draw a little bit. It's not that great. But I think we do ourselves a disservice when we discount or lower the gifts, the natural gifts that are in us. So I feel like, whatever is in you to do, go for it, do it with a passion, and you never know what doors can open from that.
Can ever compare, it's clear I need him the most, cause he fills my cup, he rights my wrongs, forever in him I'll boast.
Glory, glory,
Hey, thanks for listening. Be sure to visit WUSFjazz.org to watch local jazz performances, find jazz events throughout Florida, listen to Spotify playlists, and a whole lot more. WUSFjazz.org. Today's audio was recorded by Malika Hollist, production assistance by Chandler Balkcom. I'm Warren Buchholz, host and editor. Studio Sessions is a product of WUSF and is sponsored by Community Foundation Tampa Bay with support from the Palladium, the Gobioff Foundation, and from you. Thank you for your support. Learn more about jazz on Arts Axis Florida by visiting our website at WUSFjazz.org. Copyright 2025 WUSF.